He posted a screenshot. Bank account, $14,200 in a single month. Caption, made this while I was on vacation in Bali. Passive income changed my life. Let me show you how. The post got 47,000 likes. His course sold out in 48 hours. Thousands of people handed over $297 each to learn his system. Here's what the screenshot didn't show: the 3 years of 70-hour weeks he worked before that month happened. The $40,000 he spent building the audience, the software, the content library, the email list. The months before that where he made almost nothing. The course he was selling? Teaching you to make passive income by selling courses about passive income. Passive income is the most marketed dream in America right now. It's in every YouTube ad, every Instagram caption, every podcast pitch. And it has made a small number of people genuinely wealthy. But for the overwhelming majority of people who chase it, it has quietly cost them thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours, and something even more damaging: their belief that financial freedom is actually possible for someone like them. Today, we're going to cut through all of it. The real mechanics, the real timeline, the real reasons most people fail, and what the ones who actually succeed do differently. Because the truth about passive income isn't depressing, it's just honest. And honest is something this corner of the internet desperately needs. Let's start with the phrase itself: passive income. The word passive means effortless, automatic, requiring no active work. And that is exactly the image that gets sold. Money flowing into your account while you sleep, while you travel, while you live your best life on a beach somewhere with a laptop you open twice a week. That image is not a lie exactly, but it is the ending of a very long story told without the beginning. Here's the actual definition that nobody puts in the Instagram caption. Passive income is income that continues to arrive after the initial work is done. Did you catch that? After the initial work is done. There is always initial work, always, sometimes enormous amounts of it. And the initial work often costs money, time, risk, and failure repeatedly before a single passive dollar arrives. The dream isn't fake, but the timeline, the effort, and the failure rate are almost never shown to the people buying into it. So today, step by step, we're going to look at what passive income actually is, how it actually works, what kills most attempts before they ever get started, and what it genuinely takes to build something real. Let's go. There are really only a handful of ways to generate passive income. And I want to name them clearly because most of what gets marketed as passive income isn't. Real passive income streams include dividends. You own stock in a company. The company shares its profits with you every quarter. You do nothing after the purchase. Rental income. You own a property. Someone pays you monthly to live in it. Mostly hands-off after setup, though rarely fully passive, as any landlord will tell you. Interest income. You put money in a high-yield savings account, a CD, or you lend money through bonds. It earns interest without you doing a thing. Royalties. You create something once, a book, a song, a patent, a digital product, and get paid every time someone uses it. Business systems. You build a business so well structured that it runs without you. This is the rarest and hardest form, and almost never happens quickly. Notice what all of these have in common? They all require either significant money up front or significant work up front, or, in many cases, both. Dividends require capital to invest. Rental income requires a down payment and property management. Royalties require creating something valuable enough that people keep buying it. Business systems require years of building. The passive part comes later, and later is the part that never makes it into the highlight reel. Let's follow a dollar through the most common passive income path people try first: digital products. Say you create an online course on something you know well: personal finance, fitness, photography, whatever. Here's what actually happens before you make a single dollar. You spend time, usually hundreds of hours, creating the content, recording, editing, writing, designing, building the website or platform. Then you need an audience, which means months or years of content marketing, social media building, email list growing, SEO, advertising, or paying someone else to do those things. Then you launch. And statistically, for first-time creators with a small audience, conversion rates run between 1% and 3%. If your email list has 500 people and you convert at 2%, that's 10 sales. At $200 a course, that's $2,000. Subtract platform fees, typically 3 to 30%, payment processing fees, email software costs, and potentially advertising spend. You might net $1,200 for what conservatively cost you 300 hours and 6 months of your life. That's $4 an hour, the 4 taxes. That's not passive income. That's one of the lowest paid first jobs you've ever had, disguised as freedom. Now, does it get better? Yes, for the people who don't quit, for the people who iterate, learn, build the audience bigger, create more products, optimize. The compounding eventually kicks in. But most people hit that first $1,200 launch, do the math in their head, and quietly walk away. Not because they failed, because nobody told them the truth about the timeline in the first place. Here's something I need you to understand, because it changes how you see every passive income ad you'll ever watch again. There is a multi-billion-dollar industry in the United States that profits specifically from selling the idea of passive income, not from passive income itself. Courses, masterminds, coaching programs, webinars, ebooks, templates, done-for-you systems, affiliate programs. In 2023, the online education and info product industry was valued at over $200 billion in the U.S. alone, and a significant portion of that market is people teaching other people how to make money online. Here's the uncomfortable structural truth. The most reliable passive income in this space goes to the people selling the dream of passive income, not to the people buying it. The Oliver with the Bali screenshot. His passive income is your $297 course purchase. His income is passive. Your purchase was his product. This isn't unique to personal finance. It shows up in real estate mentorship programs, stock trading courses, Amazon FBA systems, drop shipping blueprints. The pattern is nearly universal. The people who reliably profit from the method are the ones charging you to learn it, not necessarily the ones doing it. That doesn't mean the methods don't work. Some of them absolutely do. But the first question you should always ask is this person making money from the method they're teaching or from teaching the method? That question alone will save you thousands of dollars. Let's get specific about where the money actually disappears. The course purchase spiral. The average person serious about building passive income spends between $3,000 and $10,000 in courses, coaching, and tools before they ever earn their first dollar. Not because they're foolish, because the industry is designed to create dependency. Each course leads to the next gap in knowledge, which leads to the next purchase. The tool and software trap. Website builders, email marketing platforms, video hosting, graphic design tools, SEO software, social media schedulers. A basic passive income stack of tools can easily run $300 to $600 a month in subscription costs. Many people pay this for a year before making meaningful revenue. The time cost nobody calculates. Most passive income builders spend 10 to 20 hours a week on their project for 12 to 24 months before seeing consistent returns. At a conservative opportunity cost of $25 an hour, that's $13,000 to $26,000 in time that most people never account for. Add it up, the courses, the tools, the time, the failed launches. For most people, the real cost of attempting passive income is somewhere between $15,000 and $40,000 in money and time combined. That number never appears in the screenshot. Let's go behind the curtain on something almost nobody explains. Platforms are not neutral. Whether it's YouTube, Amazon, Etsy, Airbnb, or Spotify, every passive income platform operates on an algorithm, and that algorithm is designed to serve the platform's business interests, not yours. YouTube changes its monetization rules. Amazon adjusts its search rankings. Etsy shifts its fee structure. Airbnb changes host policies overnight. Every passive income stream built on top of a platform is exposed to that platform's decisions you have zero input on and zero warning about. In 2023 alone, thousands of Amazon sellers saw their rankings collapse after an algorithm update. Hundreds of Airbnb hosts in major cities lost their listings overnight due to new local regulations. YouTube creators lost significant ad revenue when the platform changed its content policy definitions mid-year. Platform dependency is the silent killer of passive income businesses. The people who survive long-term are the ones who use platforms to drive traffic but own their audience through email lists, direct customer relationships, and owned websites. You can build on platforms, just never build only on platforms, because the platform's passive income is your unpredictability. Meet Charlotte. Charlotte is 31, lives in Nashville, Tennessee, works full-time in HR, and earns $58,000 a year. 2 years ago, she bought a $497 course on building a passive income blog. She did everything she was told. She picked a niche, personal finance for teachers. She wrote 60 articles over 8 months, posting twice a week after her full-time job. She learned SEO. She set up affiliate links. She built a Pinterest account to drive traffic. At month 8, she was making $34 a month. She kept going. At month 14, $210 a month. She almost quit 3 times. She didn't, mostly because she was too stubborn to waste the hours she'd already put in. At month 22, Charlotte's blog earns $1,800 a month, consistently. She spends about 4 hours a week maintaining it now. She's starting a second site. Charlotte's story is a success story, and it's also the unfiltered version of what success actually looks like. 22 months, 60-plus articles, hundreds of hours, multiple near-quit moments, $34 before $1,800. She didn't go to Bali at month 3. She went back to her laptop after her kids went to bed. That's what real passive income looks like, built from scratch, in America, in real time. And it was absolutely worth it. Just not in the way the ad suggested. 3 facts that reframe everything. Fact number 1. According to a study by Starter Story, only about 10% of people who attempt to build an online passive income stream ever reach $1,000 per month consistently. The other 90% either quit or plateau far below that level, usually within the first 12 months. Fact number 2. The IRS actually has a specific legal definition for passive income, and it is far narrower than what social media teaches. Most passive income side hustles are classified by the IRS as active self-employment income, which is subject to self-employment tax of 15.3% on top of regular income tax. That's a detail most course sellers never mention. Fact number 3. Dividend investing, the quietest, least marketed form of passive income, has an average success rate dramatically higher than digital products or e-commerce. A portfolio of $250,000 in dividend stocks generating 4% annually produces $10,000 a year in truly passive income, with no algorithm changes, no platform risk, and no audience to build. It's boring. It takes time to accumulate, it rarely gets sold as a dream, and it works. let's bring it all home. Passive income is real. The freedom it creates is real. The people who've built it and live differently because of it, they're real too. But the version being sold on social media is a highlight reel with no context, no timeline, no failure count, no honest accounting of the hours, the money, or the near-quit moments it actually took. The dark truth about passive income isn't that it's impossible, it's that it requires a very active season of work, investment, and failure first, and most people abandon ship before the current changes direction. So here are 3 things that actually separate the people who make it from the people who don't. 1. They pick one model and go deep, not wide. The biggest passive income killer is switching methods. Blog to dropshipping to YouTube to crypto to NFTs. Every pivot resets the clock. The people who succeed pick one model, commit to a 24-month timeline, and refuse to be distracted by the next shiny thing. 2. They treat it like a business, not a side project. A side project gets attention when life allows. A business gets scheduled, tracked, invested in, and protected. The mindset shift from hobby to business is where most passive income attempts actually succeed or fail. 3. They start with the slowest, most boring method first. Index funds, dividend stocks, high-yield savings. These don't make good Instagram content, but they compound reliably, require almost no ongoing work, and won't disappear because an algorithm changed. Build boring first. Build excitement with what boring produces. The dream isn't a lie. The timeline is. Give it the actual time it takes, not the time the ad implies, and passive income stops being a fantasy. It becomes a slow, unglamorous, eventually life-changing process. And that process, it's available to anyone willing to stay in the room long enough to see it work. But here's what I want to leave you with. Everything we've talked about today, the real timeline, the real costs, the real methods, it all assumes the economy around passive income stays roughly the same. It won't. Artificial intelligence is right now changing what's possible for individual creators and small investors in ways that compress timelines dramatically. What took Charlotte 22 months might take someone starting today significantly less, or it might get impossibly harder depending on which side of the AI wave you're standing on. The passive income playbook is being rewritten in real time, right now, and the people who understand what's actually changing versus the people still following 2019 advice in 2025 are going to end up in very different places financially. Subscribe and turn on notifications because that one could genuinely change how you think about building income for the next decade. If this video cuts through something you've been confused or frustrated about, please share it. Someone in your life is about to spend $497 on a course based on a Bali screenshot. They deserve to see this first. Hit like if this gave you something real, and tell me in the comments, have you ever tried to build passive income? What happened? No judgment. This is a safe space for honest answers. The good, the bad, and the "I lost $800 on a dropshipping store in 2021." See you in the next one.